Welcome, I'm Stavros Mastrogiannis, and today I want to talk to you about slow and steady, as of course it applies to weight loss. Every country seems to have some kind of a saying about the importance of slow and steady, like slow and steady wins the race, good things take time, Rome was not built in a day. In Greek we have the saying, to kalo pragma aργina γίνει, which translates to good things take time. And although we have these sayings, I think most people miss the lesson that they're trying to teach us. That basically the best way to apply change is to do it in small doses, because this way our body can get used to it. And unfortunately, though, again, we miss that lesson. Even in there's a method called Kaizen method, which is based on ancient Asian. It's an ancient Asian philosophical system on how to apply change. And again, their focus is on small changes over time. So this is nothing new. As a matter of fact, actually, the car manufacturer Toyota used this method of slow and steady to go from a company going bankrupt in 1949 to one of the best car companies in the world. Actually, I've read quite a few stories about it, and a couple of the stories I remember off the top of my head was one was the management asked the staff that any suggestion they have to improve the production of the car or to improve the quality of the car, to make it, doesn't matter how small. So one person suggested that instead of having the screwdriver sitting on the side, to have it hanging from the top. This way eliminated few seconds from picking up the screwdriver. Actually, they implemented that. Another one suggested that we put in the horn together for the car, and suggested that was it 7 or 8 screws that the horn had, you only really needed 4. So you eliminate 3 screws. Again, it doesn't seem to make a big difference, but you take you remove 3 or 4 screws from the process that they're not needed, obviously, we hope, and over time that can make big difference. And that's what Toyota did, and they became, again, one of the best car manufacturers in the world. So unfortunately, though, if we look at the weight loss industry, I personally don't know any weight loss program that applies change in small doses. Most of them, they tell you, okay, this is what you need to do, go ahead and do it. Well, if it was that easy to change, we would have been the thinnest and healthiest nation in the world. The fact is that the best way the mind learns is in small steps. I mean, I always tell my clients that there's 2 parts to sustainable weight loss. Part 1 is knowing what you need to do in order to lose weight, okay? And part 2 is knowing how to apply all the know-how into your life without burning yourself out. That is the part that, unfortunately, most weight loss programs completely missed. They just assume that once people see results, they'll be motivated to keep going. So that's why they don't take into account people's motivation. So as a matter of fact, actually, I take that back. They rely on motivation for people to stick with the program. And that is the problem, because motivation can only take you so far. Sooner or later, whatever change you made has to become habitual, or you will stop. And the way that the weight loss industry approaches weight loss is very hard to create new habitual behaviors. And this is the main reason why around 95% of the people who lose weight regain the weight back. And it has a lot to do with the approach the weight loss programs have taken. Yes, there's other problems with a lot of the approaches, like what they teach, that unfortunately it's actually not 100% correct. But unfortunately, a lot of information that you see in the health and weight loss industry has more to do with special interest groups than it has to do with being something positive for your health and for your weight. And again, this is why over 95% of the people who lose weight regain the weight back. And as a matter of fact, the before and after picture should have a third picture of the after. You see, the problem with motivation is that it does not last. Let me explain a few things about the subconscious and conscious mind. You see, we basically have well, two minds. You have the conscious mind and we have the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind can do thousands of things all at once. And by the way, it runs around 95% of your day. The conscious mind can only do one thing at a time. And because it can only do one thing at a time, when he's focusing on one thing, well, he's not focusing on something else. He cannot focus on two things all at once. And that is the problem. You see, most of the weight loss programs on the market today, they use the conscious mind in order to do what is required to lose weight and keep it off. Well, let's take, for example, counting calories or points or measuring your food. And let's say I got this nice meal. Now I have to sit and figure out, how many calories it has or how many carbs or whatever else we're measuring. Well, that is done by the conscious mind, which means if my conscious mind is measuring or counting something, that means it's not focusing on simply enjoying the meal. And that is the problem, that sooner or later, that leads to burnout. And that's what happens to the vast majority of people who follow the current methods of weight loss. Is that, yeah, in the beginning we're very excited, want to get results, and the drive to achieve results keeps us motivated to keep doing what needs to be done. The problem is once we achieve the results, well, we lost the motivation to do what it takes. Because remember, the results was kept us motivated. Once you achieve the results, what motivation do you have? You don't have any. The only way to achieve sustainable results is by the time you have achieved the results that you want, whatever you did to achieve those results are habitual behaviors, so motivation is no longer needed to engage in those behaviors. And by the way, this is how we stayed in shape in Greece when I lived there. Nobody worried about their diet or calories or any of that stuff. Why? Because all the things that kept us in shape were habitual behaviors, which meant our conscious mind was free to simply enjoy life. Now, when I first got into the weight loss field, I got into it with one goal in mind: sustainable weight loss. Okay, and so I early on realized that small steps over time is the best way to help people make permanent changes in their daily habitual behaviors, which is the key to sustainable weight loss. The number one criticism that I received from a lot of other fitness experts was that, well, that's not going to help people lose weight fast. And that's what people want. They want fast weight loss. And my answer to that was, well, sometimes in life, what we want and what we need is two different things. And I didn't get into the weight loss field. And by the way, I assume most people want sustainable results. So I didn't get into the weight loss field to help people lose weight temporarily. I got into the weight loss field to help people lose weight and keep it off for life. And since I know the best way to do that is slow and steady, that's what I'm going to teach. Yes, obviously some people might not take me up on my, not join my program because of that. And I'm fine with that. Because I know the people that will join my program, they will be able to achieve not just the weight loss that they want, but sustainable weight loss they can easily maintain for the rest of their lives, even after they left my program. And this is why I took the slow and steady approach. The one thing I want to tell you about the slow and steady approach is that in reality is the fastest way to lose weight. Think about it. I personally know tons of people who've been losing weight the fast way for years and they're still overweight. They still haven't lost the 5, 10, 20, 30 pounds that they were trying to lose because every time they lose it, they regain the weight back. What is the point of losing weight fast if you're going to regain the weight back? Wouldn't you rather take an extra few months, we're not talking about extra years, extra few months and lose weight the sustainable way and never have to worry about your weight again? And by the way, the sustainable way is about focusing on changing one behavior at a time. As I've said many times before, nobody has a weight problem. What we have is a behavior problem. If you want to lose the weight and keep it off, you got to change the behaviors that got you overweight in the first place. And the best way to do that is to focus on changing one behavior at a time. And by the way, the good news is that most people only need to change between 3 to 5 habitual behaviors before they lose weight. So most people are not that far off from losing weight and, more importantly, keeping it off and improving their health. Now, the one thing that you could do today is join my 5-minute walking challenge, which I announced last Friday. You can join up till March 23rd. if I remember correctly. And this challenge is really simple. All I'm asking the participants to do is walk for 5 minutes every day for the next 60 days. For the actually 60 days from the day that they join. That's it. And I know the criticism I get a lot is that what would 5 minutes do? Well, it might not do much, but you do that for the next 60 days, you will have the habit of walking. And remember, the first goal of an exercise program is not results, but to develop the habit of exercising. Once you develop the habit of exercising, it's a lot easier to push yourself to do more. And I'm willing to bet actually a lot of people will not stop at 5 minutes anyway. But by making it so the steps so small, you can't tell me that you cannot find 5 minutes to walk for the next 60 days. So, and by the way, the challenge is free to join, and basically all participants, they will receive a booklet on how to lose weight and keep it off for life. They will receive an invitation to join the private Facebook group, Walking for Healthy Habits. You also receive, all participants will receive a booklet with 20 of my favorite Mediterranean recipes, plus 4 more recipes that I have them on video. Okay, and again, this walking challenge could serve as the first step towards a leaner and healthier body. I truly hope that you join. Again, if you are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe, and please share and like this video. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to email me. I've included my email in the description of this video, and I truly hope that you join my the walking challenge. Thank you for watching.
Like a bird on a tree, I'm just sitting